Hi, everyone. Thank you for being with us again for this session titled Busting the Myth that Only the Big Boys Can Move Their HR to the Cloud. I'm Kieran Howells, Head of Content here at HR Grapevine, and I have the pleasure of being joined by Dominic Berner. He's the Chief Customer Officer at Jigsaw Cloud. Thanks so much for being with me, Dominic. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Kieran. Looking forward to have this discussion today and sharing some of the ideas and my experience as well with the audience today. Really excited.
Brilliant. Well, thanks again. So let's just dive in with some questions then. Firstly, can you tell me a bit about your background in HR or payroll?
Yeah, I can tell you that absolutely fine. Been working in HR and payroll just under 20 years now. Firstly starting on the operational side, working my way up from HR administration into payroll administration as well. Then that's more in the banking background, and I've got involved in a few project work. But my main objectives was learn about HR and payroll, how it works on the operational side. Then I got into project work that I was invited to lead a project with Standard Bank, and which would move across to SAP on-prem. And that was a really exciting project. Got the feelings of project work as well, but at the same time balancing the operational side as well. Then I moved up the ladders then from payroll manager. Then I moved into implementation piece as well. Went on my own as an independent consultant to build my knowledge up. I spent time living and working in Qatar and in Geneva in Switzerland and in the US on working on large implementations as well across the board from HR and payroll as well. And that's been my experience for a long while, to build that knowledge up, working with leadership teams to provide that guidance how we can combine technology and people together, because I feel people is the assets of any organization, and technology will follow as well. That comes to my recent role when I brought on board the CTO as Jigsaw Cloud. My responsibility is customer satisfaction through leadership expertise within the SAP SuccessFactors suite, expanding install-based customers we have today to grow the SAP SuccessFactors landscape by providing integrity and expertise, which is a key item for me. Our mission is always to help our customers. What I like to do is my background, and make sure we adopt, deploy, and maximize the value from their SAP SuccessFactors journey and investment as well, and leverage on innovation across the board and combine with the business strategies as well to move forward. Customer success is a key item for me, including go-to-market strategies and work with businesses on the operational side to ensure we grow the organization in line with their technology and people as well. My career milestone to date is that I led the largest multi-country SAP SuccessFactors ECP program, and deploying over 10 countries within 16 months from RFP to launch. Kieran, during the start and throughout the global pandemic. This happened right beginning of March 2020, when no one knew how to work working at home and stuff like that, where we adjusted ways of working, and the workforce adopted from working from on-site to remote working, which seems strange now, but at the time it was a big challenge for the organizations, especially if you invest a lot of money in technology as well. But that we managed to go live. That's a big milestone for myself during the struggles of the pandemic as well.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Well, I think you're incredibly well placed to discuss this topic then. So, big question. Why do you think that there is this myth that only larger organizations are actually able to move to the cloud?
Cost perception. I think they're considered expensive. Smaller businesses with limited budgets may have assumed they couldn't afford the transition. However, the cloud technology has evolved. It's become more affordable these days, accessible as well to businesses of all sizes. I think complexity concerns can be perceived as a complex and daunting process going to the cloud. Smaller organizations may not have the internal expertise to handle the migration, while larger ones can allocate more resources to overcome their challenges. I feel that's a key item. Marketing as well. Cloud providers often target larger enterprises in their marketing efforts. I think showcasing case stories and studies with successful stories behind the large organizations may put off customers as well. But with the cloud adaptation primarily for big business, I think that's a myth now. because organizations can whatever size you are, you can move to the cloud based on your adaptations and driven and your value to offer that to employees as a good employee experience as well. Risk, smaller companies may have more risks due to the size and limited resources as well, making them hesitant as well. But we're here to ensure that would change that mindset as well. And that's my target, to ensure anybody can move to the cloud. Doesn't matter what budget size you got, what size of organization you are, we can work with you as an organization to drive that forward.
Mm-hmm. And so if someone was looking to do this, what are the really key points that you'd highlight in the exploration of moving SMBs HR and payroll to the cloud?
I think SMBs can also benefit from moving to the cloud, HR and payroll operation to the cloud, by contrary to the assumption that only large organizations do. So I think cloud-based solution often several advantages would be to improve efficiency. I think cost savings, scalability, accessibility is a key item as well. And leverage on their cloud technology to streamline the payroll process. I think that's to automate their routine tasks, enhance data security as well. I think these are the key items I will ensure businesses work on and see what the key points are. And good return investment as well is that you're saving back office data storage areas as well. You got basically support on hand 24/7 around the sun as well, and the cloud technology is something you can trust as well going forward.
Mm-hmm. And so we've talked about some of those positives there, but what are the potential challenges that SMBs might face when transitioning to cloud-based HR and payroll systems? And a caveat to that as well, how are they addressed?
I think data migration, integration with existing systems, that's a key area. I think that's where we are. Data migration, when you move from the cloud, obviously you got to move a lot of data. And obviously, the old saying, if you put rubbish data in the system, rubbish data comes out. And that's, you got to have a clear data migration strategy, how you move the data. Not all data we move across. We've got to make sure we've got the right decommission strategy in place as well, data storage as well. We're going to put that historical data in place as well, because some organizations need to keep data for 10 years plus for regulation rules as well. Integrations as well is a key point, because you might have a solution that works in the cloud, but your external systems like your pensions or your other benefit solutions as well, your TNA systems, they might be working on old legacy data technology. And that's one of the key challenges, to make sure you work closely with these organizations to design the integrations around that as well. However, SAP SuccessFactors offer that support and guidance throughout the transition process to mitigate these challenges. And one of the key areas that Jigsaw Cloud does is we drive this forward. We design the data migration for you. We design the integration. We mitigate the risks before even you think of, because we've done this, we've got the t-shirt, and we work closely with organizations to remove these challenges and move to the cloud.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And so in your opinion, what do you think makes cloud-based solutions more accessible or suitable for SMBs when compared to those more traditional systems that they may be used to?
And cloud-based solutions are more accessible, suitable for SMBs compared to traditional systems due to several reasons, I feel. It's A, lower upfront investment. B, offer flexible pricing models, which I think is a key for any organization with budget constraints we have these days. And C, eliminate the need for maintaining on-premise infrastructure. That's the old technology as well. You still got to maintain that. You still got to go through the normal steps, to back up your solutions as well. And D, design a user-friendly interfaces, making them easier to implement and use for SMBs with limited technical expertise. I feel is a key point here.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And it's an interesting landscape. It seems to be changing significantly. More people are kind of adopting cloud services. So how do you think the adoption of cloud technology will impact HR and the payroll landscape for kind of both those smaller companies and the larger organizations as we kind of move through the evolution, and what does the future hold there?
The adoption of cloud technology is expected to have a large impact across the board. It doesn't matter what size organization you are. big, small, medium, doesn't matter. I think it leads to increased automation. That's a key thing. You want to automate as much as possibly can across the board. People want to remove the human intervention when it's starting data entry. You should not be inputting data for new hire, for example, in HR, and do it in payroll. It should be automated as much as possibly can to remove that error as well. Improve data analytics as well, capabilities. People want to look at data analytics these days, look at trends, what's happening across the business, how many increases we've had over a period of time, how many performance goals, how many tens have we got in the organization as well, how many future leaders we got across the board as well. That's why more and more companies are investing in analytics as well, to have that sort of trend, looking at that, how to improve the organization as well. And I think enhance employee self-service options. These days, everyone's using the mobile phones as well. We want to give that options for organizations to have their employees take more responsibility. For example, they want to change their bank details. It seems simple, some organization, but today some companies still use paper. We want to automate that. Make sure they take the responsibility of changing their addresses and bank details. This stuff will self-service. It's a key element to have that. Give that employee the responsibility as well, that they can do it on the move as well. Enable organizations to adopt quickly, changing regulation, industrial trends as well. That's a key point. They need to make sure organizations are adapting to change on a regular basis, without working into to a point that they're always behind the scenes, of always behind the trends as well, and providing that competitive advantage. Because more and more these days, employees look at, when I join organizations, they look at not just a salary they get, the bonuses, they're looking at what else I get from the organization. What can I do? Is there solutions I can go on, look at where my pay will be, look at where my increases will come from, look at my performance as well. This could be a touch of the fingers on a mobile phone. We want to give that organization that competitive edge. When you have a cloud solution, we can incorporate all these advantages to ensure we retain and bring on the best staff as possibly can as well. This is why I like to combine both the people side and technologies together to ensure we have a perfect fit when it comes to that. And the remit of moving to the cloud, that is only for the big boys. I think more and more smaller organizations are seeing the advantage now of having cloud solutions in place, giving that back to the employee, the good experience as well. It's a really exciting time to be part of this journey as well, and I'm very passionate about it, because I work with all our customers to drive this forward. That's one of the key areas of moving to the cloud field, and Jigsaw Cloud provides that service.
Fantastic. And you mentioned people still using paper processes in there. It seems kind of shocking that people are still doing that, but it does still happen. So as someone who is very, very knowledgeable about the cloud, do you think that this is kind of an inevitability that all organizations do have to adapt to operating in this way, because it's going to be the future?
It will be. I mean, it will be. More and more organizations have to move to the cloud, because less people want to store paper. At the same time, we work in a world now that flexibility of working at home and anywhere around the world, and we're not all in the office now. And for example, in HR, you don't have the personnel files anymore. That's all installed online. I think more and more companies are adopting to that approach as well. There will be a point that I think over a period next 5-10 years, there will be no paper left. Everything will be streamlined across the board, which will be part of the cloud as well. And I think companies are buying into that now, which is the key point, and we will take companies on that journey as well. But it's not easy fix as well. Sometimes organizations are stuck in the ways of working. It's all about having key change management strategies as well to drive this forward from top to bottom.
Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate your time. Unfortunately, we are out of time now, Dominic, but it's been a really great conversation, very, very eye-opening. And, you know, to our audience, obviously, this is something that you should be considering. So make sure you get in touch with Jigsaw, because they offer solutions that may be absolutely perfect for you. So stick with us, to our audience, because we will be moving on to the next session in just a second. And once again, Dominic, thank you so much. It's been brilliant.
Thank you, Kieran. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.